Do you ever feel like your soul is carrying more than just the experiences of this life? If you've ever wondered whether you've lived before, in today's video, we're diving deep into 9 completely unique signs that you may have been reincarnated. These are the subtle and rare indicators that your soul has been here before. From déjà vu to inexplicable talents, these clues might just be the proof you've been waiting for. If you've clicked on this video, you're about to find out whether your spirit might have traveled through more than one lifetime. Let's get into it. 1. You dream in languages you don't speak. Imagine waking up from a dream where people are speaking in a language you've never learned, yet you understand every word. It's not déjà vu or a strange fantasy world. It's precise, coherent, and often feels more real than the dreams you're used to. Many people who've been reincarnated report these experiences, where they dream fluently in languages that their conscious mind doesn't comprehend. This phenomenon is often linked to past lives, where you might have spoken these languages. It's as though the language has been imprinted on your soul and resurfaces only when your mind is in a relaxed state, like during sleep. These dreams can be incredibly vivid, and you might even wake up with fragments of the language in your memory, despite never learning it in this life. If you've ever had dreams where you're communicating in an unknown language, it could be a strong sign that your soul has been reincarnated. 2. You have involuntary physical movements in response to ancient rituals or symbols. Do your muscles tense, your hands form unfamiliar shapes, or your body reacts in strange ways when exposed to ancient symbols, religious rituals, or practices you've never been a part of? Some reincarnated souls experience involuntary physical movements or reflexes that seem tied to ancient rituals or customs they've never studied in this lifetime. This could manifest as your body instinctively performing a hand gesture, bowing, or even feeling compelled to recite words you don't understand when exposed to certain cultural or spiritual symbols. It's as if your body has muscle memory from a previous life, reacting in ways you've never consciously learned. These moments can feel eerie, but they are often indications of past lives where these rituals were commonplace for you. If this sounds familiar, it could be your soul reminding you of a life long forgotten. 3. You experience unexplainable physical pains when visiting certain places. Ever walked into a specific location, whether it's an old house, a city, or even a forest, and suddenly felt sharp, unexplainable pain in your body? Some people report experiencing intense headaches, chest pains, or other physical discomforts when entering places that have significant historical importance. These physical reactions could be tied to trauma from a past life that took place in that exact location. It's believed that emotional or physical traumas from previous lives can sometimes remain imprinted in our soul's memory, and revisiting the places where they occurred can trigger these forgotten injuries. For instance, someone who suddenly feels tightness in their chest upon visiting a battlefield might have died from a wound in that area during a past life. If you've ever had this strange physical reaction in a historically or spiritually significant place, it might be a sign that you've been reincarnated and your body is remembering a past experience. 4. You recognize patterns in time, repeating dates, events, or numbers. Reincarnated souls often experience patterns that follow them through different lifetimes. Have you ever noticed certain dates, numbers, or events repeating in your life over and over again with no logical explanation? These patterns might not seem important at first, but they could be a subtle clue that you're living through a cosmic loop, repeating lessons and experiences from a previous life. For example, you might have significant life events such as births, deaths, or important decisions, all occurring on the same day of the month or year. These numbers might hold personal significance to you without knowing why. Repeating time patterns could be a signal from the universe that you're moving through cycles that began long before this life, giving you a chance to learn, evolve, or resolve unfinished business. 5. Inexplicable expertise in historical artifacts or ancient cultures. Have you ever picked up an ancient object, gazed at a historical artifact, or walked through a museum and felt a deep, inexplicable sense of familiarity? This isn't just an interest in history. This is a sense of knowing, as if you've handled these items or lived within these cultures before. Reincarnated souls often find themselves oddly knowledgeable about ancient objects, tools, or customs, without ever having studied them. This could be something as simple as recognizing the function of an unfamiliar tool or feeling an emotional connection to artifacts from a certain time period. You might even find yourself drawn to learn more about specific ancient civilizations with an uncanny sense of knowing their customs, practices, or daily life, even before you've studied them. This instinctive knowledge could be the remnants of a life lived long ago. 6. Specific environmental triggers cause sudden and intense emotions. Have you ever stepped into a specific climate or weather condition and felt an overwhelming, sudden wave of emotion, be it joy, sorrow, or even fear? For example, walking through fog, hearing a storm, or standing in a desert might evoke deep emotional responses that feel disproportionate to the current moment. This isn't just about weather preference, it's about feeling emotionally triggered by your environment. These environmental triggers could be tied to past life experiences in similar climates or weather conditions. Your soul might have lived through traumatic or life-changing events in those conditions, and the sudden rush of emotions is your subconscious recalling the events of a past life. If you've ever felt an emotional flood that seems disconnected from your present reality, but feels very real, it could be a clue that your soul is responding to past life memories. 7. You gravitate towards unusual instruments or musical styles that seem alien to you. Have you ever been drawn to an instrument or type of music that seems completely out of place in your current life, but when you hear it or play it, it feels like home? Perhaps you feel an unexplainable pull toward ancient instruments like the sitar, the djembe, or even instruments from a culture you've never been exposed to in this lifetime. The music speaks to your soul in ways modern tunes don't. Some believe that a connection to specific instruments or styles of music could indicate a soul memory from a previous life where you either played or listened to this type of music regularly. The rhythms, melodies, and sounds may evoke feelings of comfort, joy, or nostalgia, even if you've never encountered them before. This deep, almost spiritual connection to specific sounds could be a sign of your soul remembering its musical past. 8. You have unexplainable, accurate predictions about the future. Reincarnated souls sometimes carry an unusual sensitivity to time, which can manifest as a form of precognition. Have you ever had an unshakable gut feeling about something that's about to happen, only for it to come true with uncanny accuracy? This isn't just a hunch, it's more like an inner certainty. You know something is going to happen before it does, even though there's no logical reason why you should know it. This heightened intuition can be explained by the idea that reincarnated souls have already experienced similar situations in past lives. Your soul might recognize patterns and outcomes, allowing you to predict certain events based on past experiences. These intuitive insights could be a lingering awareness from a time when you lived before, carrying over wisdom about how things will unfold. 9. Your appearance or birthmarks mirror historical figures or ancestral relatives. Some people believe that birthmarks or specific physical traits can be carried over from a past life. What if your unique birthmark or a distinct physical feature is more than just genetics? What if it's a direct link to a person you once were or a life you once lived? Some people even report physical resemblances to historical figures they feel deeply connected to. In some cases, people believe their birthmarks correspond to injuries or scars from a previous life, marking the spot where they suffered a fatal wound. Others might find that they bear an uncanny resemblance to a person from history, as though their soul is subtly trying to hint at who they once were. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like your appearance holds more than just genetic coding, it could be a physical sign of reincarnation. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.